a fashion if voters approve a measure on the November ballot. Many doctors and patients want the illegal drug to be legally available for medical use.
But CNN medical correspondent Andrew Holtz now reports some experts worry this proposal is bad medicine.
Marijuana makes some patients feel better.
It makes the difference of laying in bed all day vomiting and being an invalid, or getting up to where I could function.
Dixie Romano has multiple sclerosis. Patients with some other diseases, including cancer, AIDS, and glaucoma, also say marijuana helps. Some doctors agree. The problem, of course, is that marijuana is illegal.
And that's a frustration, not to have that capability without fear that either you or the patient is going to have to face some kind of legal impediment or feel guilty because they're doing something, quote, illegal.
That could change a bit if California voters endorse Proposition 215 on the November ballot. It exempts doctors and patients from marijuana laws, allowing them to grow and use marijuana. It does not legalize marijuana. Polls show most voters here favor Prop 215. The issue grabbed headlines in August when the California Attorney General ordered police to raid a so-called marijuana buyers club in San Francisco. Despite the police raid, a few marijuana buyers clubs in other cities remain open. This buyers club has a menu with prices, even brand names. Nevertheless, buying marijuana, even for medical purposes, involves dealing with a black market. Passage of Proposition 215 would not legalize buyers clubs, though it does ask the government to provide safe distribution of marijuana to patients. Despite patient testimonials, marijuana hasn't passed rigorous scientific testing. And some doctors worry giving it a special legal loophole could undermine the current system for approving and assuring the quality of all medicines.
You know, they have to be what they say they are. They have to do what they say they do. And if you can't do that, then the whole system of medicine starts becoming a little suspect and a little cultish.
The California Medical Association opposes Proposition 215. However, leaders of the San Francisco Medical Society got an unexpected response from its members.
Surprisingly, the information that came forth was that marijuana was being used effectively and that the benefit far outweighed the risk.
Without conclusive support from scientific studies or approval from the Food and Drug Administration, backers of Proposition 215 hope the pleas of individual patients will carry their campaign for the medical uses of marijuana. Andrew Holtz, CNN, San Francisco.
Supporters of marijuana as medicine are celebrating a big legal victory tonight. For the first time ever, a provincial judge has ruled parts of Canada's marijuana law are unconstitutional when the drug is used for medical purposes. The case involved Terry Parker, an Ontario man who fought a long battle for the legal right to smoke pot to ease his epilepsy. CTV's Donna Friesen has more on this landmark ruling and its potential impact.
Terry Parker is basking in his victory.
Northern laws have got to change sometime.
For 20 years now, he's been busted and jailed, all because marijuana is the only thing he's found that controls his severe epilepsy. Now he's won. It's a ruling his lawyer calls unprecedented in North America.
There is no precedent. His Honor set out today to do something that's never been done, and that is to recognize that people have a constitutional right to heal themselves with, if necessary, an illegal drug.
The Ontario Provincial Court judge ruled it does not accord with fundamental justice to criminalize a person suffering a serious chronic medical disability for possessing a vitally helpful substance not legally available. He said Parker's constitutional right to life, liberty, and security has been violated, and he ordered the police return the marijuana plants they seized from Parker's apartment. It's been a long legal battle, surpassed only by his lifelong struggle with epileptic seizures.
But there were instances of suffering anywhere from 28 to 83 in a 24-hour period.
It's time, he says, the law caught up with public thinking. Consider this sitcom.
I'm feeling better.
Marijuana relieves her nausea from chemotherapy. This doctor says it does the same thing for many of his AIDS and HIV patients.
I think the benefit is going to be my patients who already have turned to marijuana for symptom relief are not going to have to worry about becoming criminals.
The Justice Minister says she's studying the issue.
That we've asked our officials to review the present state of the law.
At this Vancouver cafe where people openly flout the law, there's hope complete legalization is next. This ruling, though, specifically deals with medicinal use only, and it was a provincial court ruling. It's not binding on other judges and will likely be appealed. Parker says he'll take it all the way to the Supreme Court. Donna Friesen, CTV News, Toronto.
To control pain and therefore to control depression, because along with you, when you have pain, along comes depression.
She is one of about 200 seriously ill people who illegally buy marijuana at the Cannabis Compassion Club.
I think it's our strongest body high.
Oh, good. Members say the Ontario court decision is the first step towards legalizing the use of marijuana for medicinal purposes.
I really am tickled, absolutely pink.
I think it's wonderful. I was growing 7 plants in my place, and they came and they took my plants, they took my equipment, everything.
At the Cannabis Cafe, police have so far turned a blind eye to recreational pot smokers, but some are now hopeful this too could soon be decriminalized.
Things are definitely moving towards decriminalization, and to get the medical issue up first is like pulling the first thread on the whole big bolts of cloth.
How far do you think we are away from having what goes on here legalized?
Oh, I think within the next year. Oh, I think we're very close.
And what's your hope?
My hope is the open-mindedness, so I don't have to feel like I'm doing something wrong when I'm not. No, I'm not. It's helped me feel better. It's helped me be able to get out and work.
So again, this Ontario decision is not binding on the higher courts, but it can be used by other courts across the country. So you can probably expect to see lawyers here using it to defend their clients who were charged with marijuana use. Meanwhile, the federal government has yet to respond to all this. The Justice Minister says she's studying the decision.
Thank you, Catherine. The physiological effect of marijuana comes from its active ingredient, THC. Here are some of the medicinal effects. People with neuromuscular disorders like MS or strokes find that marijuana is a good muscle relaxant. It is also used as an anti-nausea drug by people undergoing chemotherapy or radiation. It stimulates appetite. Some people with AIDS use it to stop weight loss. It also lowers interlocular pressure in the eye, which helps glaucoma. And people with epilepsy find it can prevent seizures.
The National Institutes of Health is recommending more study. Here's CNN's Jeff Levine.
The smoke has yet to clear on the question of the medical use of marijuana. But after a 2-day meeting sponsored by the National Institutes of Health, a panel of 8 specialists agreed there is enough evidence to proceed with a major study.
We feel that it looks promising enough to recommend that there would be some new controlled studies done.
The director of the National Institute on Drug Abuse promised worthwhile marijuana research would be funded. But for those who desperately want to use it now, the scientific approach was inadequate.
This is a stall tactic. We don't believe you. We don't trust you. This is political science, pure and simple.
This is the government's health care plan for these patients.
After smoldering for years, the debate over medical marijuana heated up last year when California and Arizona voters passed measures legalizing pot as a treatment. The Clinton administration, concerned about the potential for drug abuse, warned that doctors writing pot prescriptions could be severely punished. But the White House did ask the National Institutes of Health to see if smoked marijuana had any medical benefit.
The major problem here is getting good scientific data. I mean, that is the bedrock of the whole enterprise.
Although marijuana's active ingredient exists in pill form, proponents of the drug say it's much more effective when smoked because patients can control the dose. Marijuana has been widely touted as a treatment for the drastic weight loss associated with AIDS and cancer treatment.
3 years ago, I lost 40 pounds due to AIDS wasting syndrome. I have since regained that 40 pounds thanks to smoked marijuana.
And some doctors have used it to treat symptoms of glaucoma.
It's probably a genuine therapeutic effect in the eye itself and should certainly be reinvestigated.
The panel will put its views in a written report due out in about a month that could trigger the first large scientific study of medical marijuana ever. Jeff Levine, CNN, Washington.